Recorded live at Talks and Tasting Studios, it's the Clerical Errors Podcast, the podcast that shows you what's behind the collar. Let's go.
From the Talks and Tasting Studios, this is the Clerical Errors Podcast, the podcast that shows you
what's behind the collar.
This is Bullhagen.
This is Vicar.
Peter's here.
Hey, Pete.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Vicar's
Doing well.
Kind of melancholy right now.
Little bit, yeah.
He's been following the convention.
Yeah, he had Argentina. He had Argentina
Right.
on Calci.
I had the farm on Argentina.
Yeah, who's our best player, do you know?
Messi, right?
Yeah, very good. My desk is a
You should
tribute
really-
to him.
Wait, what?
Like, clean up. Yeah.
Oh, I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, so I've got a little convention news from our man on the scene.
Yep.
All right. So, but I was thinking every once in a while I have this list of favorite vicars.
Mm-hmm.
I ranked them, which it's tough because, top 12, you're 22, right?
It's true.
And it's kind of strangely enough, I actually included 23 in here just because what I know of him, So,
Yeah, I see.
all right. So, I'm ranking the top 12 vicars.
Peter, play the intro.
Enough nonsense. It's time for Bullhagen's Top 12.
Number 12.
7,
This is going to be bad. Number 11.
19,
Number 10.
3,
Number 9.
22,
Ooh.
Number 8.
11,
Number 7.
15,
Number 6.
1,
Number 5.
18,
Number 4.
9,
Number 3.
23,
Number 2.
5,
Number 1.
13. Congratulations, 13. You know who you are. You number one. I have another list, by the way.
Yeah?
The top 12 least favorite vicars.
Number 12.
16,
Number 11.
4,
Number 10.
21,
Number 9.
8,
Number 8.
12,
Number 7.
2,
Number 6.
17,
Number 5.
10,
Number 4.
23,
Number 3.
6,
Number 2.
14,
Number 1.
20. And I have a list of one more list. These are the top 12 smartest vicars. Notice that you don't have to be the smartest to be my favorite.
Yeah.
I like my vicars the way some men like their women. Kind of dumb. All right, ready?
Not touching that one.
Peter's, I'm looking at Peter's. He's deciding right now. Do I take that out or not? No, I've said something. You can't.
It'll probably be okay.
All right.
Number 12.
5,
Number 11.
18,
Number 10.
11,
Number 9.
1,
Number 8.
20,
7.
9,
6.
14,
5.
22,
4.
3,
3.
16,
2.
7,
1.
12. So congratulations, you're number 5.
I'm the 5th smartest vicar.
Yeah.
That's something, all right?
Yeah, that's something that every vicar wants to know, that they're solidly average. Yes.
I'm going to do some mental math here.
No, don't. You'll hurt yourself. Because you've already.
One's not number one? What the heck, man? What are you doing?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Wait a minute. Am I smarter than a legit professor at a respected university?
wait a minute. I read the wrong list. I did the dumbest.
I was like, man, that doesn't seem correct.
Wait, I'll have to redo my list at some point. But hey, I wrote what I wrote, man.
What is written, I have written.
I've done this before, and people literally were like asking to see, like going through the pictures, looking at what number what vicar was. So, but now you know.
Now I know.
Cat's just been let out of the bag. So, my advice: be more like 13, less like 20.
Deal.
All right. 9's okay.
Wait, so was 12 the
14
smartest or
very
the
solid.
dumbest? I'm still confused.
What?
So was 12 the smartest or the dumbest? I'm still confused.
Yes.
I appreciate that 23 is on both the best and worst vicar list.
You appreciate
That was kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, he's still got a lot to prove. Like-
raw potential. Raw
Right.
potential.
Right. A lot of upside. Actually, I was at an ordination for number 20, who happens to be on the smartest list. Anyways, and when the past, who you have coming for Vicar, and I mentioned like, oh, he's got a lot of energy.
You guys will probably get along well then.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, that's just what I need. Like, a Vicar where I have to provide activities. We're gonna run out of crayons, bro.
Hope he knows what an elephant sounds like, I guess.
So I asked, I have a man on the ground, asked for some, if there's any kind of latest news. We're recording this on a Wednesday. So a lot of things haven't been done yet, but I asked if he's any updates for us to follow. This is as of Wednesday, so I'm sure a lot of, and I don't know how many there are, so I have some thoughts here that were given to me. And if you just, why don't we just go from one up that way?
All right. We can do that. Number 1.
We are arguing whether or not we should define Lutheran identity for our Concordia University schools.
Number 2.
Gathering a brown ribbon committee.
Number 3.
Let's see here. We haven't gotten to anything too heated yet.
Number 4.
Shaking hands with the district executive.
Number 5.
We will look into being reconciled with the AALC.
Number 6.
I have here, go where men stand. Not sure what that means.
Number
Apparently
7.
like displays or something. Lay readers and closed communion is upcoming, those discussions.
Number 8.
Pluck the herbs. I'm not sure what that means.
Number 9.
Actually, that is all I have. So,
all right.
There's your news. We have 9 things about your convention. Hopefully some of that was leave it to one of the clerical errors army to be insightful.
The man on the ground giving us the cutting edge, or the breaking news.
I mean, where else are you going to get that?
Right. Stellar coverage.
So, all right. So, let's get to your list first, Vicar. Because I want to make sure we have plenty of time for your list today.
Well, so let's explain what Vicar's list is.
So it's a tradition now, right? That this is your last episode. How do you feel about that?
Little sad, gotten used to being on the podcast, but now I get to be a listener. So,
and the nice thing is the podcast is forever. So,
yeah, that is the nice thing.
That's the nice thing. So 20 years down the road, like you can, if you miss us, you can still,
as long as I keep paying the bill,
right? Yes, if someone wants to give so that we can keep this online, the database online for as long as Vicar lives, where can they get hold of us, Vicar? So we could let them know so that your grandchildren someday can listen to this podcast by going to clericalerrors.org. Yes.
To make all this happen, you can email us at feedback@clericalerrors.org.
I asked give money.
Do what?
Give money.
Give money?
Yeah, so that they can give so that we can pay for you to be on here until the Lord comes.
Well, we have a Patreon.
Oh, there you go.
At patreon.com/clericalerrorspodcast.
There you go. And if they want to write to us, Vicar, how can they get hold of us?
They can email us at facebook@clericalerrors.org, or feedback@clericalerrors.org. And we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/clericalerrorspodcast. And we have a Twitter.
At me, bro.
At Clerical Errors, P for podcast. And we have the Patreon.
Just to show the listener how much the Vicar has grown. Okay? If you want to, and I would encourage you to do this, to listen to how has he changed in a year's time. Well, you can go back and listen to his very first episode entitled Get to Know 22.0. So, but there's another tradition we do, not only having the top 12 questions to get to know the Vicar, which he went through, ran through that gauntlet. The other thing we have is the Vicar's last episode, the top 12 things that he has learned. Now, when I talked to him, I asked him, he said, oh, yeah, I got the top 12 list. I'm like, no. We need content, bro. You know how this works, right? I can't be the one always doing hours and hours of preparation for the show, Vicar. Right?
That's right.
You've seen how many hours I take in preparing for this.
I have. I've seen him laboring at his desk for hours a day.
Hours and hours, right. I'm kind of like the Joe Rogan of the Missouri Synod.
That's right.
So, listener, we do this every time. It's his last episode. It gives a chance for the Vicar to reflect on what he has learned. And he's not getting away with the speed top 12 list. So feel free to expound on everything. And because, I'm a nice guy, I will do the numbers for you.
What a guy.
So,
I appreciate that.
Play the regular intro.
Enough nonsense. It's time for Bullhagen's Top 12.
All right. So, might as well dive right in, Vicar.
Number 12.
I said keep a good schedule, which seems kind of, makes sense. Why not keep a good schedule? But the more I started getting into the vicarage, the easier it was for me to just say, oh, I'll remember it, or oh, I'll take care of that, or oh, I'll do it. And then suddenly things started coming due and I had forgotten to take care of it, or I realized, oh, I hadn't actually seen this person that I intended to go see. And so I learned pretty quickly, it's like, yeah, you actually have to be diligent about keeping a good schedule. And our secretary, God bless her, takes care of a lot of that for us.
Yes.
But
yes, I fully make use of the scheduling aspect and knowing where I'm to be.
Yeah,
with the secretary sisters that I have.
Right. They take wonderful care of us and make sure that at least I am where I need to be whenever I need to be there. So, but yeah, keeping a good schedule seems kind of obvious, but it was easy for me to kind of get away with not worrying about that until I realized, oh, I need to kind of worry about that a lot more. So things kind of stack up on you. So.
Right, especially there are some things that just naturally fascinate you and you want to get done, and it can overtake things.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, and it helps too, like when you have some of those more sudden things come up, like if somebody ends up in the hospital or something like that, then you know exactly when you're free at a pretty moment's notice. Like, oh, I've got a block of time here. I can run up and visit such and such, right? So, yeah, keep good schedule.
Number 11.
I said, this is one I learned from you. Doesn't matter how you pronounce the names in the Bible, as long as you say it with confidence. That was last weekend I thought about that. Because we had, what was it? The Pishon River that flowed around Havilah, where there's gold and bdellium and the Gihon and all of that. I think I pronounced all of those wrong whenever I was reading the lectionary, but I said it with confidence.
That's right. That's the key. That's
because
the key.
People don't know how to pronounce it, so it's fine.
And by the way, people think that they teach how to pronounce them in this seminary, right? Like we have a class on name. I guess, you do. You could go back to the Hebrew and pronounce it from the Hebrew.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and the lectionary is nice because it has the pronunciations like in there to the right side. But if I were to look at those while I was trying to read, I would lose my spot. So
right. And by the way, if you want the pastor to lose it during the service, is when right before you get to the hard name to take like a nervous breath. Like, so if you say, and also to Havilah, that's what gets me. That's what gets me. Kind of like the vicar who had trouble with prophesy, and every time it was coming out wrong. And it was a text that used it a lot. And you could tell, like, his wheels were spinning, like, how am I going to do this as it comes up? And then there was a little pause. And in order to get it prophesy, no, he had the yips for it. And it was amazingly hilarious, except it was a funeral. So I was able to compose myself.
That's one thing I didn't have on here, but when you get that, like, the giggles whenever you're up there in the chancel,
right?
Like, how do you even stop that? Because you're like, you can't be laughing in front of everybody, but people will do things that are just funny sometimes.
Yeah. That happens to me every once in a while.
I had a bad habit whenever somebody would like, we did one time where one of us was chanting and we had started the chant tone at the wrong spot during the psalm, and I was about to lose it up there as I was trying to chant because we were like in the wrong key for the first half of the verse, and then we in the congregation were trying to like figure it out as we went, and it just wasn't working out. And I don't know how I maintained my composure, but I probably didn't.
And we had something a few months ago where right before the processional, so I don't remember what exactly, but it almost hit me where someone went to help someone and like banged something really loud.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't remember exactly what happened, but I was smirking for a little bit.
Number 10.
Don't hang out in the sacristy before service. This wasn't, I kind of knew this one coming in. I don't think I ever really did this too much, but I learned on Vicarage why it's so important not to do that. Because I learned a lot just by standing in the narthex talking with people. I learned what was going on in Hampton that week. I learned what was going on in people's lives. I learned their names that way. Just getting out of the sacristy, getting out of the office, whatever it is, and just standing there talking to people in the narthex is really important. So,
Yeah, because, you can only make so many visits.
right. Yeah, and some people won't have you visit them or anything like that, but if they kind of catch you informally, they'll just kind of mention, hey, such and such is going on with whatever. And, I learned about a couple of different illnesses people were going through that way.
By the way, okay, if you're on the other side of the cloth, you're a parishioner, and you have something that you want to share, if you share it while you're shaking hands, at least still write it down.
Yes.
We're not going to remember your surgery in 2 months, your toe surgery in 2 months.
Yeah.
If you tell us shaking hands, we got a million.
Yeah.
So
You shook 2 hands this morning. I shook 100 this morning. I didn't remember what you said to me, unfortunately. So
sometimes we do, and we try, but
yeah, do my best, but we are imperfect people.
Number 9.
Number 9, you can't say thank you enough, right? I kind of learned this one. I had to ask a lot of people to help me out with things over the course of the years, right? Whether it be you, I had to ask you to help me with liturgy things or visits or whatever. Stephanie, our secretary, had to ask her to help me out with all kinds of things, which she graciously did, or just volunteers for different things. You really can't say thank you to those people enough, right? If you have the opportunity, write them a thank you note. I tried to do that on a handful of occasions, but just making the point to say thank you when somebody helps you out goes a long way, both for them and also for you, right? To remember that the work you do is not work you do alone. You rely on so many people to help you. So you really can't say thank you to people enough.
Number 8.
Don't say no if someone offers you food, because you're probably helping them out just as much as they're helping you out.
I feel convicted.
What?
I feel convicted
Why is that?
because I can't eat most of the things they offer me.
Oh, that's true. Well, you have a good excuse that way. I've learned that in some cases, the vicar is the guy you go to because you don't want to throw whatever food
Right.
it is away, but you don't really want to eat it yourself. And I'm happy as the vicar to say, sure, I'll take that.
And if someone makes like zucchini bread for you, Vicar, it's always good to ask, okay, what kind of macros are in this before you eat it?
Is that right?
Yeah. Pro tip.
Okay.
I'm trying to make them gains. That's what you say.
Got to make the gains.
That's
I got to
right.
get swole.
That's right.
That was part of the vicarage curriculum, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to write a book on that.
Yeah.
Number 7.
Number 7. Apparently beards and microphones don't mix. The microphone that I use in the chancel didn't work. People were commenting that it wasn't working very well. The first kind of half of the vicarage prior to Christmas. And then I came back from Christmas. My beard was significantly shorter than it is right now. And all of a sudden people started saying, wow, that works really well. Did we fix the microphone or something? And turns out we didn't. It was just apparently microphones don't like long, thick beards like mine. So,
All right. So why didn't you just keep your beard trimmed then? The obvious answer, because you never want the beard to get in the way with God's word, right? You want people to hear you.
that's true. And that did factor into the calculus, but the beard also makes me look a lot older and a lot wiser. So I'm trying to keep up the mystique of the office. So
All right. I mean, if you look like Moses, people are going to listen, right?
that's right.
Look
Yeah.
what happened to the children of Israel. bones scattered in the desert.
Number 6.
Always thank your secretary because she does more than you think. I kind of learned that one on Vicarage, how much the secretary actually does for the pastor day to day.
One pro tip for you: just know that you may not have a secretary.
Well, yeah. And I have been wrestling with the realization that, I may not actually have a secretary. That'll be tough, but.
Right. Or you have a secretary.
Sure.
Name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Enough said.
All right.
So, yeah. But thanks, because, she, schedules my visits for me and keeps me updated on things that are happening. She keeps me updated when my newsletters need to come out, things like that. And so she does a lot more than I think, and you have to appreciate her and say thank you.
Number 5.
I don't know, maybe you have some more to offer on this one. This is just an observation of mine. You don't necessarily have to be there for a grieving or struggling family to be there. Does that make sense?
Explain yourself.
So sometimes you might think you have to physically be there for the entire process of somebody's grieving, but you don't necessarily have to be there the whole time for them to know that you are there, right? And that they can call you, they can get a hold of you, or that you're praying for them, you're there for them.
Or, for example, sometimes you might visit someone in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the morning, in the evening, and because sometimes I think, in a way, you can almost what can happen is if you're, say, someone's going through the dying process and you're there for 8 hours,
right?
How much of that is actually helping? You now it's different. Let's say if there is someone by themselves who needs just company, just general mercy care.
Yeah.
But it's also okay sometimes to be there and to offer a devotion and prayer and offer whatever they might need at the time, but not feel like you have to be there the whole time.
Right. And I think that's exactly what I'm getting at is, in no way am I saying you obviously shouldn't be there. You do need to visit people who are distressed and things like that. But sometimes, at least I've heard, people will talk about, the ministry of presence idea. And I get that. And there's certainly a time and place for that. That's why I'm not saying, this is more of a felt thing. You have to feel this out and see where you need to be. But
and also, too, what can happen is if you feel like, I'm going to be there for 8 hours, you're less likely to stop by because you're like, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I don't have the time to be there for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's, one of the things kind of where this was born out of is, we had a situation with somebody that was on hospice, and it was a fairly long-ish hospice time. And, we were between the both of us, we had made multiple visits a day. Now, none of those visits were extremely long, but we were kind of there constantly reminding them of the word, because the person would take naps, right? The family themselves would be kind of in and out, right?
Because sometimes, someone is in a situation where, the family can't necessarily, they're happy that they're there, but they can't really relax and have this, normal goofy family time that they might like to have. Now, I've been here long enough where generally,
sure,
that's not. I'm almost like family. I've been here so long, but where you can do your thing, provide the word of God, and if sometimes it could be where it's literally could be really, really soon. You want to stay for that, then yeah, but don't feel like as though you have to be there that whole time.
Right. Yeah, and that's kind of just what that was a notice that I had is, they talked in seminary quite a bit about the idea of ministry of presence. And I get that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But that's not necessarily the default, if that makes sense. Sometimes you don't have to be present for them to know that you're there and that you...
I would say it's a matter of reading the room, too.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Because sometimes you probably notice it where in a visit like that, they're happier you're there, and they like... You start heading to the door, and they're also intimating that it's good that you're leaving in a weird way. Not if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things that I kind of picked up on is if there's a lot of family there, like maybe a couple of the kids and the wife and whatever, maybe that's a situation you don't stay as long because they're enjoying their family time. Whereas maybe if it is just the wife, you stay and you talk to her for long.
Generally, if there's that many people, what happens is you walk in the room, it just grows quiet, and they're listening to you, and you're just like,
Right.
okay,
Mhm.
as long as you're there, they're just going to stare at you and
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah.
right.
So anyway, that was something kind of a response to maybe a development of what we learned in seminary, not necessarily critiquing it or anything, but just kind of nuancing it a little bit.
Right.
So-
Right. Availability and presence.
Yeah.
You know, and not necessarily having to be constantly present.
Number 4.
Don't even try to anticipate what questions people are going to ask in Bible study. Don't even try. I spent hours preparing for Bible class, and I still do that. But when I first started, I was like, okay, they're going to ask questions about this. This is what they're going to be interested in. And I had answers prepared for that. I had done my research on that. And I get to Bible class, they didn't care about any of that. But they had a question about the weirdest thing. We were going through Luke at the time. I don't even remember what the question was now, but I just remember going, didn't look into that. I have no idea, but I really wish I had.
Right.
So just study the whole text and don't even try to anticipate.
And also, if you don't know, don't make up. Just say, I'll look into that.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too that don't they've taught us about this in seminary. It's like don't ever say you know something if you don't know it, right? Don't ever act like you know something if you don't know it, because people are actually okay with you saying, I don't know, I'll get back to you on that. But if you say I'll get back to you on that,
Then do it.
you better get back to them
Right.
on that, right? That's not just don't use that as a cover. So
Number 3.
number 3, pastoral ministry is a lot more ordinary than it seems. And what I mean by that is, you go into seminary thinking that pastoral ministry is all of the more high intensity parts of it, counseling and ministering to people and things like that. But there's a lot of just ordinary things that
Well, I think a good example of that, we were just having a discussion before we started the podcast. I was trying to figure out how many times I've said the Apostles' Creed.
Mhm.
I'm teaching groups of children it. And when I do that, I literally say it like 25 times in a 15-minute period.
Right. Yeah.
And then every shut-in visit, I say it, so there are days where
Mhm.
I say it maybe 35 times.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, you brought up the shut-in visits idea. Whenever I go on visits, my visits usually typically look the same. I bring a devotion with me and I talk about the text with them, but it's usually very ordinary, right? I've seen these shut-ins now long enough that they're not looking for, the life-changing advice or anything like
Right.
that. You come to them with kind of what I'm talking about with the text that week or what I talked about last week. And
they don't care so much about the interesting Greek word in the text that you've found
Right.
fascinating.
and it's weird sometimes too with shut-ins, what will set them off? What about what you're talking about will set them off? Sometimes it won't be what you plan on, but they'll bring in some sort of family situation that they went through, or, this reminds me of this. And then you're thinking, I wouldn't have known about
Yeah.
that if you hadn't said anything, but that's
And some of that actually comes out of the question, is there anything you would like for me to include in the prayers? You find that is
Mhm.
always helpful. That's always kind of a gateway into some of that discussion that they need to talk about, don't know how to talk about it, and it gives them a chance to bring something up that,
Right.
that they,
Mhm.
that's on their mind.
Right. But even still, then, you do the devotion, but then it's just, you pray the Lord's Prayer, right? You say a psalm with them, maybe. You say the Apostles' Creed. None of this is earth shattering, the kind of stuff you'd see in movies, but it's ordinary. And yet that's what people remember most, right? Is the ordinary.
And sometimes in the midst of those discussions, you have some things where like you full use your pastoral prowess, so to speak. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you always have to be prepared for that. But like you've noticed, a lot of times it's, your devotions don't necessarily break new ground. It's talking about Jesus' strength and suffering or forgiveness, reminding them what they are receiving in the Lord's Supper.
Yeah, and kind of something I also learned too, like on the shut-in visit idea. Now that we're on that, is your shut-in devotions don't always have to be about the person's illness, condition, whatever. That was sort of my temptation in the beginning. It's like, well, they're a shut-in. I need to talk about them being a shut-in, right?
Right.
But it turns out they actually kind of want to hear about what's the rest of the text about, right? What's the whole counsel of God,
Right.
So
Imagine if every time you talk to someone, all they wanted to talk about was your beard.
right, yeah, right, exactly. It's they want to hear other things too, right? They most of the shut-ins that we go into visits, they do daily devotions, right? So they're thinking about the Word of God, and it's not all about, oh, poor pitiful me. It's the same thing as you would say to just about anybody else, right? In Bible class, things like that.
You probably also notice the importance of having that time where you don't just walk in and do the devotion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could overdo the kind of the chit-chat visiting, but people,
Right.
People sometimes, I've noticed, for example, when I visit an elderly man, sometimes they don't have anyone to have guy talk with, like talk about baseball or something like that. They just need a little bit of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you might be the only person they actually talk to that week or that month or whatever. So, yeah, you can be that for them. But like you said, not overdoing that. That's a balance I haven't mastered yet that I am continuing to work on. And I don't know if I'll ever master it, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. So,
but I think my advice to that would be, if you're looking, you can have small talk, but sometimes it's have you questioning about just that show general care.
Mm-hmm.
Is the care? Are you getting good care? Are they taking good care of you?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's always looking out for them, because sometimes you might find out where they might need help with someone for something, and you can find them help for something.
Yeah, that was, I think I probably learned it from you, was when you go in there to, especially like a skilled facility, ask them the question, or like a hospital, something like that. Ask them, how are they taking good care of you? Are they they looking after you, things like that? And 9 times out of 10, yes, they're taking great care of them. You might run into that odd one here or there that's like, well, I am having this problem with them. And I've never run into the situation where I've ever had to go talk to the facility or whatever, but I kind of leave that open. It's like, well, maybe if I hear something like that, I can be their advocate, right, in that sense. And obviously, me as a vicar, I'd probably come talk to you about it, and you would do it. But if I'm a pastor, I could be their advocate for that, because maybe no one else is standing up for them. And again, I haven't dealt with that, but that was something I kind of picked up on. It's like, well, listen to how they're being taken care of. So
Number 2.
Number 2, don't just study the text you're preaching on. Study broadly. Study things that aren't even coming up, that aren't even related to what you'll be preaching on, what you'll be doing Bible class
Like
on.
language labs.
Like language labs. Yes. Study the confessions, right? Study books of the Bible. Work through a book of the Bible and study that, right? It doesn't have to be the intense sort of, I got to get out my Greek New Testament and parse every verb or anything like that, but just keep that intellectual mind going, right?
Right.
Keep doing those things that get you thinking, because you're going to run into things that are going to color how you preach, that are going to change how you preach, that will never have been related to your text. That all of a sudden you've got this much broader foundation base to work off of, because you've been studying things just because they need to be studied. And then all of a sudden now you're drawing on things that, we talked about this earlier. Your research for that text is only so big. But now if you've got all these other things, now you're drawing from a foundation of so much more things you wouldn't have even thought about.
Right.
So,
and sometimes that's even secular things, getting an insight on the way people are can even be helpful. Or let's say you're listening to something that has you appreciate how someone might be communicating something. That would be something you get to think of. Well, I wonder, like, say you watched Independence Day, and then you watched the Independence. This is our Independence Day speech. Not that you would preach that, but perhaps that might give you a clue sometimes. Like, well, how is he saying that? That seems to be effective. That people are hearing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my big things is history. I like to study history, and very rarely is the history religious history or doctrinal history or anything like that. It's just secular history, right? And sometimes things will come around that's like, oh, this person did that in history, and it was very well received. People loved it, or people hated it. And you kind of learn, and you say, oh, well, how can I bring some of that into how I conduct myself as a minister, right? How can I influence this church to either avoid problems that have come up in the past or guide them towards successes that you've seen? So, and also, like you were saying, understanding how your people are kind of thinking, because there's only so much they're going to tell you. But if you can understand better the water that they're swimming in, you can preach to them better. So,
all right, are we at number 1?
We're at number 1.
Number 1.
And number 1.
This is my biggest pet peeve when it's not done, and I love it when it is done. When you say, I'll pray for you, go and pray for them. Better yet, pray with them at that moment. But if you can't do that, if you say, I'll pray for you, go and pray for them, right? Actually follow through on that.
Right. Or even, if you say something, sometimes you get a text with someone where they're in a situation they can't talk, and they say something with a text. Even a text, say, don't just give them the prayer hands, or you say, I'm praying that,
Yeah, it's it's really a lot for you, right? That you actually, it's sort of, you question yourself, do I actually believe that prayer matters, right? And obviously we confess that we do, but to live that out is to say, when I say I will pray for you, I personally will go and pray for you, because I truly do believe prayer matters, right?
Right.
I truly do believe the Holy Spirit is listening when we pray, and I'm not going to claim to know what his will is in that particular moment, but I know that he is listening, and I know that he is receiving our prayers. So it's for me, and 2, it's for I actually do believe this prayer will have an impact, and I'm not going to forego that responsibility. I'm not just going to reduce saying I'll pray for you to a Christian greeting, right? It's a real thing. So,
all right, Vicar, any final comments?
Anything?
This is your last chance. Well, you could always call us back. You could always send us anything,
I can send you. I know how to get a hold of you.
That's right.
So, nothing. I think that other than I think this is a great vicarage. You need to get more St. Louis guys in here. We really liven it up, I tell you.
There you go. Well, I think that is the end of the show, Vicar. I'll let you do the blessing today. Thank you for listening. This is Bullhagen.
This is Vicar. And may your vicarage make you hate your 4th year at seminary.
Thank you for joining us. This podcast is available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts. Questions, thoughts, concerns? You can contact us on Facebook at facebook.com/Clerical Errors Podcast, on Twitter at Clerical Errors P for podcast, or email us at feedback@clericalerrors.org. Thanks for listening to Clerical Errors. See you next time.
Can you make a fun animal noise?
Can I make one?
You never did.
Yes. We never made him do it.
It's a fun animal noise.
Any animal noise. I don't care.
Oink oink.
All right.
Perfect.